Da.
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1, engage.
shit. Paņemsim vēl šitos divus.
Surface scan complete.
Platinum. Surrender bytes.
Surface scanned by 50%. Surface scan complete.
Don't you keep running away from me? Don't you keep running away from me? Running away from me.
seen I'd liked. And I got a good feeling about that.
And on the count of three. It's only one in your dreams.
Surface scan complete.
Make a wish. 1111, make a wish.
Surface scan complete. Surface scan complete.
Nice.
Surface scan complete. Surface scan complete. Surface scan complete. Surface scan complete. 60%. Surface scan complete.
Dive.
Surface scanned by 50%.
Latinum hotspot. Okay, okay. Ah, shit.
Surface scan complete.
bio već.
Surface scanned by 50%. Surface scan complete.
Tas mums te nākamais ir. Šeit 3, 4. Ok, uztaisīsim garo tripu.
Surface scan complete.
Krīt dirsā. Sula beigta.
got the shot right on Vasilevsky. Dvorak back to work in the corner. Carrier towards the net. Screen in front. Vasilevsky to stop. Held in by Carrier.
If you can get that one in the bank, especially on Vasilevsky, who's always tough to beat.
Good speed, braided point. Lost the puck though. There's Slafkovsky. He'll play it away. Turnover though. Hagel down low. Backhand try, score. What a goal. The hands of Nick Paul in front. He buries it, and it's 1-0 Tampa.
When Paul had a goal yesterday against Detroit, and he gets left all alone. Nick Paul recognizes that. He's in no hurry. It starts off the rush. Matheson makes a play, but then Juraj Slafkovsky turns this puck over. Alex Carrier not able to get back, but that is a play with the puck that Juraj Slafkovsky cannot make. He's trying to put it to Cole Caulfield, but that's not a great spot for Caulfield to handle that puck. It's behind him. It's in his skates. And
10 minutes gone in the period. Shots 2-1 to Montreal. Hedman for Cirelli. Look out, tough pass in front, backhand, and Gallagher stopped by Vasilevsky off the turnover in tight. That would have been a nice one for Montreal. A little greasy one there on Vasilevsky. Gallagher continues to work. He'll send it across. The shot, Struble lays in front. Gallagher digging as is Slafkovsky. And Tampa able to clear. Gonsalves, good play, give and go. Gonsalves, across, shot, score! Nobody home again as Victor Hedman wide open, and it's 2-0 Tampa.
make a play. Tampa Bay recognizes that, and it's all forces ahead as it's a jailbreak towards the Montreal net. Hudson pinches in. Struble goes to make the play on the puck, but that leaves a 2-on-0 with Hedman and Gensel. And Victor Hedman's going to keep this puck, and why not? He's in a great position to shoot it. Beats Jakub Dobish, and that's 2 shots, 2 goals for the Tampa Bay Lightning. Greasy one to get things started.
Turnover right to Evans. Caulfield jumps on the ice. Caulfield back. Suzuki, wrist shot, big block, rebound. Caulfield in the crease. Oh, what a stop in tight. Lillibred saved a goal. Here's Matheson in front again. Comes up for Struble. Struble to Suzuki. He'll deliver it in. Evans, centering beat in front. Matheson chipped at it loose. Caulfield, no whistle. And no goal as it stayed out. There was no whistle.
Looks at Andre Vasilevsky in and around the front of the net, and that's exactly what the Montreal Canadiens get. Starts with Nick Suzuki. Vasilevsky's going to make the save, but as the puck is trickling there,
what a lovely addition Gensel's been for Tampa Bay. Pass him ahead. Anderson in alone. Anderson, backhand try. Stop Vasilevsky. Anderson waiting in front. Shot up top. Rebound as Anderson follows up. What a rush as he draws a penalty.
been utilizing them well. See if you can catch something on a breakaway. And it's Lane Hudson who sprung Owen Beck yesterday. He springs Josh Anderson.
And what a chance here in a 2-0 game. Josh Anderson in, shot, and he just missed. Whipped it wide. So back-to-back misses on penalty shots here.
To bait Anderson to go to the low blocker by bringing his pad down and creating a little bit of room there. As Anderson comes in, Vasilevsky drops his right leg just a little bit, baits Anderson to shoot it.
Little chip to Matheson. And that's off the leg of Gergensons and comes to center. Newhook. Nice speed over the line. Brings it in. Drops it off. Gallagher. Wrist shot. Score! Brendan Gallagher. Power play goal. And Montreal's on the board.
Thing going. The second power play unit is going to reload this puck. And it's Alex Newhook who brings it right to the middle of the ice. That creates a little bit of an opening for Gallagher to take this shot through Lillibert. He's able to beat Vasilevsky from distance. Not an easy thing to do. But the first unit doesn't score. The second unit hops on the ice. And they get it done. Brendan Gallagher.
10 seconds left in the period. Up top for Hedman. Hedman winds up. What a rocket shot. It's loose. No whistle. Dobish is sprawled out, and finally the whistle. Hagel
Back onto Jakub Dobish, and you can see everyone for Tampa Bay converging on the net. Starts with a shot from Hedman. Dobish does a nice job making the save, but then
Jake Gensel across. Hedman steps into the shot, and he missed. Through the top power play scores the NHL on the ice right now. Puck in front, rated point, score. Dobish was clipped down and out. Power play goal, and a tough one for Dobish as Tampa's got a 3-1 lead.
goal of the season as Jakub Dobish slid across the crease. Now he went to make a play on Jake Gensel, but as he slides across, he loses his footing in the net. He's not able to recover as that puck gets zipped across to Braden Point, and that is all kinds of time and space. Braden Point is not going to score an easier goal this season. No Tampa Bay, as Montreal was really pushing in that first period.
Mikey Asimon will bring it in again. Asimon. Centering feed right in front. Stop rebound Gonsalves.
Exactly an easy situation, and Montebo's first shot is point blank in front of the net. Canada, OHL, QMJHL, WHL, Russia games. Always a great atmosphere.
We have to extend the video to see your Selly, though. It was outstanding. Just jumped into the glass. Look out. Pass in front. Score. And he's finally got one. Zemgus Girgensons, his first of the season, and his first with Tampa Bay. And it's 4-1. And that smile tells the story on his face.
And that's got to feel good. Someone get the puck for him as this happens off the face-off. As the play goes towards the boards, Arbor Jacki is eventually going to be shoulder to shoulder with Girgensons, but it's Girgensons who gets body positioning on him, moves his feet, gets to the net. That's a nifty little pass by, I believe that's Cam Atkinson or Luke Glendenning who makes that happen. And
from his own zone, Gallagher to the left wing, Slafkovsky there. Your right Slafkovsky, wrist shot up high, and that tickled the bar. Behind Vasilevsky, Dvorak, wrist shot, score! Christian Dvorak up top, and some light for Montreal within two.
Slafkovsky had a shot that went off the bar earlier in the shift, coming down the wing. It beats Vasilevsky, and as this puck gets reloaded by the Canadians, Dvorak does a nice job coming high into the zone and attacking downhill. And as he does that, Vasilevsky can't track this puck. It's a high screen. It's nothing right in front of Vasilevsky.
Matheson pounds into the play. Radish that hit by Slafkovsky. Like to see that from your Slafkovsky. Here's Gonsalves. Stretch pass. Breakaway shot stopped.
Over off of Eric Chernak. He gets a little too much on the pass over to Caulfield. And earlier in the shift, it was Gonsalves who...
Keep an eye on 17. Hustling is Suzuki after the puck. Vasilevsky will play it.
Surface scanned by 50%.
Evans turnover. Leads for Carrier. Across Caulfield. Vasilevsky got across inside. Getting better at the NHL level. So good in junior, but it's, a different beast. The National Hockey League. Here's Armia. A little bit of space. Armia drops it off. Backhand try. And Anderson. Good to see him back on the ice with that first, and he could catch it again.
McDavid, so there's a good mix in their upcoming schedule.
Trade deadline right around that winter game as well. Gallagher, rich shot, score! He did it again! Brendan Gallagher! 2-goal game, Montreal within one!
Three goals for the Habs in this game, and 3 goals that Andre Vasilevsky Gallagher's going to get his second. As it's a high screen again, it starts with the face-off. Great job by Matheson, getting down and driving that puck in. And as that puck is up for grabs, wouldn't you know it, Uri Slafkovsky, who's now playing on this line, he gets into a battle with Victor Hedman. Hedman tries to club it ahead. Slafkovsky gets in front of him, so now Hedman can't get that puck. And Gallagher...
2 goals in the game for Brendan Gallagher. Up top, Savard, wobbled on him. Girgensons is going to break in. Can he do it again? Girgensons to the forehead, right out of room.
It's trying to put it on the backhand and Caulfield, but here's the breakaway chance for Girgensons as David Savard can't handle this puck.
Couldn't find it, Carrier will. Carrier, Matheson, far boards. Wade centers, Dvorak coming inside of the net, hit the side of the pipe. Christian Dvorak. 28 seconds left, Gensel. Battling for the puck. Flip to center, there's Gallagher. McDonough takes a look. He'll play it up quickly. Gensel again. Good shot block. Hagel in front. As Hudson bailed out, Cirelli scores. And there's the dagger. Cirelli with 15.5 to go. A big goal there for Tampa Bay.
Lightning, and when it's all said and done, there's going to be 5 Habs players playing goalie. And it was Lane Hudson who made the first save, a scramble, and eventually Jake Gensel's just going to tip this puck over to Anthony Cirelli, who puts this game away. And the Tampa Bay Lightning.
A big hole to climb now when it comes to the wild card. One last try, back right on, and Vasilevsky at the horn steers out aside. 5-3 the final.
Okei, turpinam pietiks focēties.
Gen Z as a whole generation is bad at a lot of things. Bad at not getting addicted to vaping and making up new methods to get high. Bad at focusing for longer than 5 minutes without having to scroll on TikTok for an hour. Bad at not ordering DoorDash 4 to 5 times a week. But what Gen Z is best at, its magnus opus, is hate. There is no generation that is as hateful or vile as much as Gen Z is. There's generations that grew up and fought in wars, and I swear they're still not as hateful as us. If the people that fought in wars had to sit at a middle school or high school lunch table in 2016 and get roasted, they'd leave with more PTSD than on the war field. Nowadays, it seems like everything that goes viral is due to some type of hate. Think of some of the biggest
It
things.
is. It absolutely is. No, there's a massive hater economy. Like, it is. Hate is a stronger emotion in a lot of cases than love.
Last year, Drake versus Kendrick, making fun of Ice Spice, happy for the elimination of the healthcare CEO. That was a little more valid, but you get my point. We've kind of thrived on hate, like how the ancient Romans had Colosseum fights, and the crowd would cheer when it was a person versus a lion to see if they would win over bloodshed. I wanted to talk about this now because there's been this trend on TikTok hating on a certain rapper. Someone you all should know, like I could literally put a picture of his hair and you would all guess it. XXXTentacion. The speed X took over the rap game was something I think we haven't seen since he came out. This man was in jail when Look At Me came out and was going viral. He went in jail as a pretty unknown guy, then overnight became a celebrity. It was like one day in the internet,
he was real popular.
These variations of profile pictures of X, and I can't lie, I was one of them dudes in school rocking the X profile picture. He had that cult-like rap following that only a certain amount of rappers have. Nowadays, his closest equivalent is probably Cardi Blazers. You got Ye fans, Travis Scott fans, Young Boy fans, but I would say out of all of them, he was blowing them out the water with the amount of grass he had on his fans, even just from my account. I used to be staying updated on everything he had going on, and he was always getting in some type of drama. So you could always check his Instagram story and there being a chance he's dissing one of your favorite rappers. And even if you didn't listen to him or didn't care about him, you had no choice but to see him because the social media pages were posting him all the time. I remember so many were trying to sound like X and even copy the cadence he talks in. He was relatable to a lot of the younger generation because he would talk about his depression and what he's going through, and also give motivational talks all the time, telling people to chase their dreams. The last rapper to do something like that for a generation was Ye, which is why when he—
That's crazy to compare him to Kanye West. That's nuts. Like, I never thought about it like that. Yeah, I like them. I never really had an opinion on him, honestly. Yeah, maybe that's crazy. Like, I never really had a strong opinion one way or another.
Passed away, it was such a big deal to people. And for a long time, people have talked about his impact
He beat his
online
girlfriend?
and how big he could
That's
have
kinda
potentially been. But now, apparently on TikTok, people have been hating on him. Like, this isn't some small trend or something. It's a huge, big trend on there. We all know, since X was always talking about his depression and his thoughts all the time, they would always use his songs and him speaking in sad edits and emo edits. We can never forget that Bart Simpson profile picture. I'm glad to say I was not one of those dudes rocking that. A lot of people would hear what he said and act fake depressed online.
My life sucks, man. If people only...
Nah, bro, this shit is not new. Like, this isn't some Gen Z shit. People were doing this back in MySpace. Like, this was something that people in my high school did. Fuck. I mean, really, yeah, acting depressed for attention. This isn't... Gen Z doesn't own this. Yeah, this is emo kids. Yeah, exactly.
The pain and anguish I went through to be here, they'd respect me more.
Jimmy, your parents live in the richest part of Beverly Hills.
Yeah, this is, dude, this is the same shit that we had
Oh, shit.
20 years ago.
What is that? Triple spot.
This is, there's nothing new about this
Oh
at all.
my god. Oh shit.
Them Bart Simpson edit videos used to go crazy back in the day on YouTube though. And was X sometimes exaggerated with getting his point across? Yes. So people have been bringing up these clips recently, posting him acting like that back in the day and kind of clowning him.
Do you have any relationship with your father?
What's that?
What else we have?
What's a father?
What about it?
On the side. What? 75.
From mental illness, or do you suffer from depression?
Finite. Platinum.
Do I think I suffer from mental illness? I think I'm different. And that's the last thing I'll
What is
say.
this?
You can keep that in there though.
Platinum.
X is the complete opposite.
Okay.
X desires control.
I think that this is like maybe a hot take. I think that in order for somebody to have like a viral, really compelling personality,
On the side.
they have to border on cringe sometimes.
On the side. Okay, DV hotspot.
Because that's what makes them interesting.
Nice.
They have to, like, yeah, exactly. Who is this guy? Well, that's what I'm saying, right? Is like, and if you think about it with a lot of different people that are like really popular, they do a lot of weird fucking shit.
Controversy.
Like, bro, it's one thing posting him and saying this is kind of cringe looking back on it. To be honest, a lot of that stuff just didn't age well from that era. You could look back on any era and there's always going to be some cringe things. But people in the comments be talking about he had to go, or be talking about his music wasn't good. Like, where did this hate come from?
I mean, people do this with everybody, right? I mean, they do this with me. They do this with anybody. They just like, the thing is, the reason why everybody hates nowadays is because people hate themselves. People live in lives that are so fucking shitty. They work dead-end jobs, and they see some, you know, borderline illiterate retard that becomes rich because of a weird way he talks, and it makes them angry because they have to do DoorDash, and this guy has a mansion. That's the reason why it happens. I think that 90% of hating on the internet is purely out of envy and jealousy. And I think that 50% of that 90%, I don't know what that fucking 45% of that is, just basically a manifestation of class consciousness that the young people don't understand the genesis from where those feelings are coming from yet. And I think that's really where it's coming from more than anything. People don't hate Hawk Tuah. They think Hawk Tuah is funny. People hate the fact that Hawk Tuah made a bunch of money being funny in a way that they think is unearned. That's the difference. And I think that it's about money, influence, and attention. And when there's a person who's getting money, influence, and attention, they naturally attract haters because people want to have that and they don't think that that person deserves it. And you see this with any popular person, with Elon Musk, Donald Trump, I never learned how to pronounce his fucking name. But this guy, like Kanye West, XQC, Hassan, Kai Cenat, like it doesn't matter. It's the same with everybody. It's the same with everything. It doesn't matter if it's a streamer, a YouTuber, a politician, the president, it's all the same.
That's brand new to me, because for the longest everyone was saying how talented X was and how far he could have made it, but now because of a couple of viral TikToks he's all of a sudden the most corny person and was never good. This guy probably explains it best from what I've seen happen on TikTok.
Let's not play like X wasn't cool as shit. Y'all love to fake support someone, and the second like some bad shit come out, you're always like, damn, like I knew from the beginning, like I was one of.
So fucking true. Oh my god. Has there ever been a bigger true? Yes, bro. 100%. I knew he was one of the bad ones. No, you didn't. You're tier 3 subbed in his chat. Shut up.
Them ones who was like, I knew from the beginning. I was a day one hater, because that's not even a flex, dude. I was not hating on X before that clip came out. You just hopping on the wave. Y'all love to bring a nigga down, bro. Y'all love to see someone who's been getting constant love, and the second some controversy come out, y'all trying to act like he was bad the whole time.
Now, I'm not gonna say Okay, dude, this happened to me so many times, right? He's right about all of this. 100%.
In reality, you was just waiting for a moment to finally break his name down. Why is everyone saying...
Best example recently, pirate motherfucking software.
They knew he was corny when he had so much love and not a hater was in sight.
That's right.
Like, somebody's lying. Do I have a father? What's that?
As soon as a couple people turn on someone, everybody's gonna act like they always thought that person was corny and never.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, back then, everyone was a little more cornier, especially if you're younger still. But like, do you know
It's
who
like
he-
people don't like that. Like, why? The thing is that you go through a phase, I think, whenever you're like, I don't know, 17, 18, maybe like into your 20s, early 20s, where you cringe at the things that you did whenever you were younger. And then I think that at least this is the way it was for me, is that you get older than that, and then you look back at the cringe stuff and you wish that you could do it again. You give anything to go back to those times, man. So I think that's really, but like, it's still, they're young, right? And so like, it's just young people with retrospective of being even younger. Stop giving a fuck, yeah. It's like, you think about like being cringe. Like, who thinks about being cringe? Like, high schoolers think about being cringe. Like, middle schoolers think about being cringe.
used to wear. This
Like,
was
let's
the
be real.
average fit back in 2017. It's crazy how in our generation, a couple of TikToks of someone being cringe go viral.
Yeah.
And people shift from loving the person to hating them. There was a time when you talked any on X for years, people would come for you. I think what a lot of this hate is really coming down to is either those kids who used to listen to him grew up and are cringing looking back on it, and new kids are coming in.
People do that with YouTubers a lot.
Who never listen to X and are just on him. Back in the day, would watch this and think it's the toughest thing of all time. I feel like
But you gotta say, like, ain't nobody gonna do that. 100 years from now, people are gonna look back at Michael Jackson, they're gonna think he was the king of pop. Ain't nobody gonna do that to Michael Jackson. Or Freddie Mercury. Never. David Bowie? Never.
And making fun of dead people who never did anything is a common thing. Like, I remember
he
when
did
the
do some
George
stuff,
Floyd
to be
protests
fair.
were going on and people were making memes of George Floyd. It wouldn't be funny not even.
I mean, like, let's be real. Like, there's still a lot of memes of George Floyd even now. Like, I mean, what the fuck?
9% of the time too, it was just cringe. Another thing that showed me how hateful our generation is was when gender arguments and people started to dedicate podcasts to hating another gender. I think
there's a lot of podcasts that are about how women are stupid and they're whores and all they want is money, and basically everything that they like is stupid and they're not as smart as men, and basically did I miss anything? I think that's about it. There's like 4 or 5, right? There's a lot of those.
The whole reason why the birth rate is declining worldwide is because the people that run these stupid ass podcasts. In the past, you went out to find someone and had your criterias, and then boom, marriage. But nowadays, people get swayed for a potential option because they had fresh and fit tell them otherwise.
Yeah.
This is a very unpopular opinion, but I'm going to say it anyway. I think if you're in a serious relationship with a girl, she should not have an Instagram. That's cheating.
Gen Z men are boring. Men are boring.
I'm gonna be honest. I think that Ethan absolutely cooked the fuck out of that guy when, like, this guy's single. Ethan is like married with a kid, and this guy's trying to, like, I'm not gonna listen to somebody's fucking opinion about stuff whenever they don't even have a wife, they're not married, like, they got no fucking idea, right? What the hell is this? Oh, let's listen to it. Let's listen to it real quick.
I think if you're in a serious relationship with a girl, she should not have an Instagram.
Here's
That's
this
cheating.
one.
Gen Z men are boring. Men are boring. You're lazy. You're boring.
Wow.
You don't have hobbies. You're unambitious. You don't know how to talk to women. You're not respectful.
I think we're at the point where these type of dumbass people aren't getting as much attention anymore. Both men and women are absolutely.
Nah, let me tell y'all why it's popular. The reason why it's popular is because there's a lot of men and women that are hurt from relationships and they feel like they can't get into a relationship. So they watch these podcasts that make them feel better about themselves and teach themselves to hate the other gender because they're unhappy. It's like a sour grapes situation. I think that's the reason why. It's just that she's correct, though. Yeah, no, I mean, and that's the thing, is that the most pervasive thing about a lot of these podcasts is that about 30% of what they say is really true. But the other part of it is generally just unresolved personal trauma that's manifesting itself into a podcast. That's what I think. I think that a lot of the people that get involved in this stuff are talking about their own personal experiences. And I think also in a lot of cases, these are people that are not married. They don't have a happy relationship. These are people who are single, who are trying to give other people advice. It's like, I mean, if you went to an Alcoholics Anonymous fucking meeting and the guy there was a drunk, would you really think that this guy is the one who's going to get you out of it? Because I would think he's not. Isn't that you? Yeah, but I say many times people shouldn't, like, I have experience, like, I think it's easy to say, like, respect somebody's consent, don't touch people without their consent. I mean, I feel like this isn't really, like, what are we talking about? That's a totally different situation. It's a pushback against feminism. Yeah, I think it is too.
I notice no matter how much they fearmonger these things, saying something like all these girls out here are gold diggers and pretend to love you, or saying all these dudes are manipulating you and are always ready to cheat. I almost never see these type of situations happen in real life. And if I do, it's like 1 or 2 cases I've seen in my whole life.
Y'all ever notice that? How, like, everybody, like, all this internet shit happens? How many of y'all, like, around my age and, like, all this, like, internet lingo and, like, all these fucking fake rules for, like, how to talk to women and, like, how to act around people? Like, you have tons of people that are in your real life that you grew up with that are totally happily married and they have kids together and there's no problems and this shit doesn't even exist to them. They don't even know about it. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I got a lot of friends like that.
Guess Mr. Knock on my city.
They must have missed the boat on this. They forgot. Women aren't real, Baldy. Wake up. I know that. That's why I don't want to play them in games, bro. Like, I don't want to see that. I'm trying to get immersed.
I realize the reason why these people are saying these situations are so common is because they hang out in those type of environments.
It's because they had it happen.
The average person is not running into this a lot of times. And it's showing more that the person that runs into this stuff all the time just has choices at picking. But because of social media and because their voices are so amplified, it's why it's a common thing for men and women of our generation to run around with these ideas. Another thing that showed me how hateful we are is politics. There was no other generation where someone's political view pissed you off so much that you couldn't be friends with that person anymore. I'm talking about the...
I feel like probably, I mean, in the Civil War, like maybe, I don't know, I feel like probably in the Civil War there was probably some situations like that. But maybe, I don't know. And also what I find to be funny is that you get these people that are like, oh, we can't be friends anymore because we don't have politics that agree with each other. Meanwhile, Obama and Trump are sitting next to each other laughing and talking. So who's really retarded? What's going on with this?
On extreme cases, of course. You know, if someone's extremely insane on either side, that's valid to cut them off. Like, sometimes people just can't be helped. But people will cut off their family over who they voted for.
Yeah,
both sides.
Block.
Nah, I bet with this case, this is what I bet. These people that are cutting off family because of, like, some political reason, I bet that's the tip of the iceberg. I bet they've got 50 other fucking problems with their family, and they're not talking about that. And they're just looking, this is the last straw. And this is an excuse.
I blocked my sister too. She the only one that spoke, and she couldn't take her ass down there and vote. So now we're cutting off people because they didn't even choose to vote? Bro, what happened to it's the choice to vote? Only 64% of the US population that could vote voted in the last election. Yeah. It's not like the whole country comes out every time. And our generation got the worst of this. We have some of the most extremely odd and insane politicians of all time.
Nah, you think it's gonna be bad. This is whenever they were doing that Kenya shit, bro. Like, this dude was like fucking, he was AFK. He was totally fucking AFK at this Kenya shit.
Our president was sleeping through half the job, while the other could wake up one day randomly and decide to take some away from us. And the person he was against was campaigning by getting celebrities to twerk on stage. If you told Americans this is how politics would be in 1999, they'd call you a crazy person. And this all literally just started in 2016. Like, Gen Z ain't have a single chance for peace. Millennials had George Bush and Obama way more.
Yo. Now this kid is younger than me. Bro. It was the same thing. At this time, it was the same fucking thing. Now, Obama didn't have a lot of problems, but there were a lot of people that were wilding out about Obama for, you know, a couple obvious reasons. George Bush, people made their entire political careers goofing around about how George Bush says and does dumb shit. Big ears? Well, no. Obama, it's because he was born in Kenya and married to a transsexual man named Mike. Those were the two reasons people didn't like Obama.
Peaceful. Even though they protested George Bush, their protests are nothing close to the protests Trump beginning. They be filling up whole cities with his protests. And on the other side, of course, you got the Trump rallies where you'll see riding you've never seen in your life. The social media algorithm kind of makes it so you have to pick one side and one side only, which has affected Gen Z the most.
This has happened, I think, and like that's why, like, anytime that I cover a political topic or anything like that, I will always get people that will get mad at me if I do any pushback against something that's like on their side. Like, people get really mad. Like they hear that and they're like, okay, we don't want to hear that. Like, this is fucking bullshit. Like, no. You know, when not being biased, yeah, exactly.
Proven we have the biggest political gap and worst argument. Because as soon as you start to see a couple of posts relating to that side, your whole feed is eventually going to be full of it. And it's not people's fault. Social media has manufactured it to be like that. There's a lot of victims out there who unintentionally has had this happen to them and has shaped who they are politically. I try my best to distinct a lot of this.
I really need to get the time to watch Andrew's thing about that Kelly guy. I really do. Like, I talked to, I guess I have to say, I actually talked to Andrew a little bit about it. And I need to actually watch that and look at it. It's like a thing that he did. And so, talk to her? No, fucking Andrew Callahan, Channel 5. No, not Andrew Tate. No, a different one.
Stuff and not fall down any stupid rabbit hole.
Hey everybody.
I want to watch this about Disney Plus.
How's it going? Hope you're having a lovely day. Today we're going to be discussing what you probably already know if you've been watching this channel for a while, which is why using streaming services went from being a really smart way to avoid the aggravation of having to go through 20 different NZB sites and torrent sites and emule to try and find what you were looking for, to a completely nonsensical way to consume media. Whether you're talking about streaming sites that restrict you from getting high-resolution content unless you use a piece of hardware that is fundamentally spyware, or you're dealing with a streaming company that says if you pay us more money, you'll avoid the ads, and then gives you the ads. Just so you know, BlackBerry, some of our viewers do have a subwoofer, so when you do that, you're really, really fucking with them.
They're so stupid.
BlackBerry?
Damn, bro, he just doing whatever he wants.
You have so many toys. You have 7 scratching posts, 3 cat trees, all
Cat's
these little
just
things
ruining the whole fucking video.
You have to fuck with the microphone. Every fucking video.
Because he's talking to the microphone and giving it attention. That's the reason why. Needs the alinity treatment.
Every fucking video.
Well, I remember whenever that cat bit her arm. That is one of my favorite clips of all time. No, I think it's a big problem. Like, streaming services, they've kind of like, you know how like Spotify? Spotify is what Netflix should have been. If Netflix is Saruman, Spotify is Gandalf. This is the way Netflix should have fucking turned into. This is what it should have been. Yes, as it was meant to be. Because Spotify has fucking everything. Imagine if you had to go to like Tidal, Apple Music, Amazon Music, and like, you know, like let's say Apple Music has Taylor Swift, Amazon Music has Rolling Stones, you can't listen to The Weeknd unless you go on Spotify, and then on Tidal there's like the new Kanye album, right? Oh my god, how annoying would that be? That's what I think.
Hey everybody, how's it going? Hope you're having a lovely day. Welcome to today's episode of How You Getting Effed. I'm your host, Louis Rossman. And today we're going to discuss one of many reasons that using streaming services, if to consume your media, is not a great way to consume your media in 2025. Back in the day, it was a really nice idea. You pay $10 or $30 a month, and you wind up getting an ad-free viewing experience where you're able to consume all different types of media. You no longer have to deal with NZBs. You no longer have to go to torrent sites or share.
And torrent sites are inconvenient. Spotify is more convenient to me than pirating music. And the price that I pay for that is worth it.
IRC, DDC bots, or whatever the hell else you were using in order to get your media. You could actually just pay for it like a normal person. You could have everything right there. You don't have to fuck with anything. You don't have to worry about, oh, this version I downloaded is corrupt, or I don't have enough part 2 files for this. Not enough seeders to get the ends of this. It's great. Until now, you have all these fracturing of different services where you have to have 4 or 6 different streaming services in order to get the media that you want. A lot of streaming services will pull certain things that you may have subscribed to them for. You have streaming services that will not allow you.
Why not Twitch TV? I don't know. I like YouTube. Twitch TV doesn't allow streaming with the AV1 encoder, so that's the main reason. As I have a shitty internet connection, I can stream to YouTube with a better quality than Twitch. And on the second note, for me it doesn't really matter the platform I'm on. So what's up? Oh, need more. Sky? Sky what?
Surface scanned by 50%.
Sky, stars. This is space. Dead stars. Why dead? Look. This is my star system. Many planets. And the star system is here, this small dot, in this big Milky Way galaxy with billions the same type of systems. What's up? Oh, you've been literal. Okay, okay. I see, I see. Funny you. This is not good. Okay, let's do... When is the next stream? Foxy.
Surface scan complete.
And let's scan ring. Ooh.
Surface scan complete.
Good. Some nice hotspots. Friday, will it be a gaming stream or IRL stream? Wait. What is that? It's not a double hotspot. IRL. Will it be party? Or just IRL? Oh, have you seen my avatar? I have my VTuber thingy. Where was it? It's small right now. Yeah, this one. It's in a corner left down. I hope it looks like me a bit.
Surface scanned by 50%. Surface scan complete.
This is for the times like these when I don't turn on my camera. Probably need to add some more idle animations. At least 2 more. Nice. Nice to hear. Okay, which one is next? Four moons left, and then I'm done with the scanning. So are you playing PUBG? Or is it on pause? Oh shit. Oh shit.
Surface scanned by
What's
50%.
next?
Surface scan complete. Surface scan complete.
Nice planet. Not planet, it's a moon. And the last one.
Surface scanned by 50%. Surface scan complete.
Took me only 1.5 hours to scan this system. Not gonna do that again.
Surface scanned by 50%. Surface scan complete. Frameshift drive charging.
To get the high resolution version of your content unless you watch it on a device that's kind of spyware. And now you have Disney and other streaming providers as well doing this thing where what you paid for an ad-free subscription plan, you paid extra for the ad-free subscription plan, and then they send you a notice that looks like this. We are clarifying that as we continue to increase the breadth and depth of the content we make available to you. Circumstances may require that certain titles and types of content include ads, even in our no ads or ad-free subscription tiers.
How is this not false advertising? Oh, that's right. It is. So, when you say no ads, and then there's ads, I think somebody here is fucking lying. I'm just saying. This is insane. I would unsub immediately. I think that these companies do this in shitification because the government lets them. You know what I think people should be able to do? I think they should be able to get their money back. If you paid for the ad-free service, you should immediately get your fucking money back proactively if they've changed it. Because now they have changed the nature of the deal inside of the contract and they have removed the fact that the main advertising feature retroactively. Well, what I think is that if you paid for, let's say, a 6-month plan, and you're 3 months into the plan, I think you should get 3 months back for the money. Like, you should be able to cancel your shit and get your money back from this class action lawsuit win. Yeah, and it's just crazy that it's a 1-year standard. Now, I don't think you should get money back. You already watched it before. That's fine. But they're double dipping. They are. Yes, they're literally. Yeah, Disney, bro. Like, what is this? Disney thinks that they have the IP rights to Darth Vader's negotiation tactics. I've altered the deal. Pray that I don't alter it any further. This is insane.
And then when you read their agreement, service tiers with or without ads. We offer different Disney Plus and Hulu service tiers, some with advertisements and some predominantly without. Service tiers described as no ads or ad-free are generally free of commercial interruptions, with certain exceptions that may change from time to time, including where 1. Streaming rights or other limitations require certain content to play with ads, or 2. Ads are served in certain live or linear content or special events and replays thereof. I can get that.
That's understandable, right? If, like, you watch the Super Bowl, for example, they might have some live ad inside of it. Or, like, if you watch a baseball game and you see ads along the, the field. I think that's reasonable and everybody can expect that.
No ads or ad-free service tiers may contain limited promotional content, such as brief clips about the bundles, go away, including messages promoting an upgrade there too, go away, and other content available on any services associated with the bundles and branded content, product integrations, or sponsorship messaging. Streaming rights or other limitations require certain content to play with ads is the main one here. And this is probably not going to be something people expected, but it actually really mirrors the problem with New York commercial real estate. There's something I was talking about for a long time on the channel where I walk down the street and every single shop says retail space available. Many of these places are still for lease today, and some of them have been for lease for anywhere from 5 to 10 years. You'll have a space that's about 2,000 to 3,000 square feet that's going for $75,000 a month. And you may wonder, how in God's name is that space vacant at $75K a month? Wouldn't they lower the price at some point? And the reality, as this expert had put it on Reddit, I can't believe I'm saying those words in the same sentence, but the reality is, this very smart gentleman put it, and I've confirmed this with many other people who work in the industry, is that when you have a commercial mortgage-backed security, there are many, many different investors that may own this building. There are institutional investors, individual investors, people who may not even know that they own shares of this particular building because of how that investment, how that financial security or instrument, whatever the fuck you want to call it. When I think of instrument, I think of Godowski and the little violin at the beginning of volume 12, not a financial product, but you get the idea. But you have people that own this building that may not even know. So if you want to change the asking rent, by changing the asking rent, you're adjusting the valuation of the building. And to do that, you may be marking up or marking down somebody's investment. To do that, you have to get buy-in from many different groups. And it's very difficult to get buy-in from all these different groups.
This is a good point that he's making.
One building, one store, have its rent lowered. So you wind up with to you, it may seem ridiculous that I can do 1-hour videos in one of the most densely populated cities in the world, going over all the empty vacant storefronts. But it's actually more sensible that they stay vacant than it is to contact hundreds or maybe thousands of people to get them all to come to a consensus on their investment being marked down so that this commercial real estate space can get rented to a flower shop or something. And this seems like a similar issue that you're having in streaming digital media. I completely understand that when you are trying to get every single piece of content on earth covered on one service for $10 or $20 a month, you have to wrangle together a lot of different companies. Many of these media companies have been purchased by media companies who they own the right to this and this person owns the right to that. And there's so much agreement that you have to come to in order to actually get working streaming service. And I understand that that's very, very difficult. I feel for you. At the same time, this doesn't mean jack shit to me as
Why would I give a fuck about your problem?
Exactly.
Excuse me. I love to breathe liquids sometimes. I love doing that. I do about once a week. Fuck. There is no benefit to me as the customer, and I can understand some business realities, but when your business reality creates a subpar product, don't expect people to buy it and just say, hey, it sucks, but that's the way it is. No, that's not just the way it is. Why would somebody want to sign up for that's just the way it is?
Viewer, the same way that everything involved in getting that space to be a reasonable rent doesn't mean jack shit to the guy that wants to run his flower shop who does not have $75,000 a month to spend on space. This is not my problem. If I paid for an ad-free service, and now the content that is included...
Exactly. Yes, this is, again, the customer always needs to be put first. A business must adapt to the market of customers. The customer should not have to adapt to a business that shifts its platform and changes the nature of the deals that the customer has already agreed to.
And the service has advertisements. You can gargle my balls. That's what we call a you problem.
True.
My old receptionist veneer. I had some of the best.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the people that worked here, they worked here for a good 5 or 7 or 10 years before they went on to do other things, and some of them I still have after 7 or 8 years. Veneer was one of the best. She was from Kazakhstan, and she had a little bit of an accent. She would, every time some shit like this came up, she would always say something that I loved. It's like, sounds like a personal problem, and the way she's, I'm never gonna be able to say it exactly the way that she said it. It was just with so much sass and finesse to it. It was like, sounds like a personal problem, and that's what this is to me. Sounds like a personal fucking problem.
This is what streamers do too. Streamers always like to make excuses for why their content sucks dick. Why would anybody give a fuck about why your content sucks dick? Just stop sucking dick. Just stop doing it.
Understand that there are limitations on streaming rights and you're trying to wrangle all the stuff together, but that sounds like a personal problem between all of you. I don't want to deal with your personal problems. That's not my business. I paid for an ad-free service, and when people pay for an ad-free service, they expect to not see fucking advertising, which is a great reason I get into these plugins like sponsor plugins. You're one of the people that uses YouTube Premium, you pay them your $10 or $15 a month, and you still see ads baked into the fucking videos because the amount of money they're getting from the ad revenue is not enough. They can't ask you for the money, so they gotta just dig in more.
Yep.
Use it. You pay for a fucking ad-free experience. Oh, who am I to toss in ads afterwards? I think it's considerably more egregious when it happens here because Disney as a company is, you know, doing
I have a mixed opinion about that. I can see where he's coming from, and I can also see a counter argument to it. It's kind of beside the point. I don't really want to get into it. But yeah, I think ultimately streaming services that do it especially are extremely fucking annoying.
Really better than that profit margin than your average YouTuber.
Somewhere there is not the point.
There's a video that I did that got quite a bit of pushback a year and a half ago. Piracy is completely justified. Lewis tries Netflix and remembers why. Where apparently I'm supposed to make myself aware of the half a dozen different restrictions on being able to stream 4K video that are not mentioned once on their fucking website. But if I pirate, I get full resolution for free.
That's right.
I have never...
I think that there is not really a moral evil that's committed or a moral wrongdoing that's committed if you, let's say, like you own a DVD and then you pirate a version of the DVD to have a digital version of it. I don't really think that there's been a moral crime committed there. It's like emulation. Yeah, it's just not really like, I think that if you're getting access to media that you haven't paid for or gone through the proper service to go through, like for example YouTube or whatever, then I think you could say that's unethical, definitely, because it like if everybody did that, it would cause the material to cease to function. But at the same time, if you did sign up for Netflix and you signed up to watch the show and now they're not letting you watch the show, but you signed up and they said you could and you pirate the show, is there really an ethical evil that's committed there? I think that if you want to be like very granular, you could make some arguments that I would have to agree with, but I think that in a general sense and in a just kind of common sense perspective, no. What about the law? You always have to follow the law, but that doesn't mean that you have to respect the law or agree with it. Those are two very different things.
Seen an advertisement in something download it as an AVI file or a Matroska file or something. There's one time that I think Dimension left in like a 2 or 3 second clip of a commercial, and they wound up getting croppered by CTU. But you don't see ads.
Yeah.
Ever.
Sure. True.
You don't have to deal with this. This is their personal problem. It's not yours. You're not crazy. You pay to not see ads. They put ads into it.
Remember, Twitch did this with Twitch Prime. And you know what Twitch eaters did? Or sorry, I gave myself away. I said Twitch eaters. What did Twitch viewers do? They became dick eaters. That's what they did. They ate that dick and they said, I want more. And now we have 3 minutes of ads. Same thing.
Block the ads. I went over this in the hierarchy of piracy in this manual that I did over here.
Yeah.
And by the way, I realized that I accidentally changed the theme from Vector 2022 back to Vector, which is why the table of contents was gone. But look, you have a table of contents again. See? You wanted a table of contents, you got a table.
A switch. I remember in 2004 trying to understand the difference between a switch, a router, and a modem, so we could LAN and play Halo 2 on Xbox Live.
The contents, isn't it beautiful? This is Rossman's hierarchy of piracy over here. You have degraded physical media with no replacement available.
Don't have the one that had the
media,
two
replacement
little
available,
antennas on
lost
the
digital
back?
purchase, no purchase
It was
option.
like Linksys?
Lost digital purchase, repurchase available. The purchase that was purchase digital media, but they said fuck you. They switched streaming service. If you paid for a streaming service, advertised with certain content, there was no refund option. Rental versus purchase confusion, the 4K lockout, DRM workarounds, and this is going to be somewhere in the realm of bait and switch streaming, which is you paid for an ad-free experience.
Well, it's not somewhere around. If you're paying for an ad-free experience, so there's an element of nuance to this that I think should be discussed. Is that when you buy like a show, there are parts of that show that could be sponsored, and you could make the argument that paying for the show entitles you for the entire show, including the advertisements that are baked into the show itself. I think that the thing that people have a problem with is not that there are native ads inside of the content that they're watching, in the same way that, you know, the Super Bowl might have an ad, or like I think baseball is the best example, right? Where there's like, you know, the guys are like batting and behind them there's like an ad for Toyota or something like that, right? We're not asking for Disney to block that out. Like, that's clearly not what people are discussing. When Disney is going in and putting in ads on top of that is the problem. That's the actual issue. It's product placement after the fact of the original recording. So, like, for example, that's why even with sponsor block, okay, well, if you want to do that, that's fine. That's part of the video. But Disney putting extra stuff on top of that is way, way different, in my opinion. I think that's a totally different universe.
And they put ads into it anyway. This is different than I refuse to pay for shit, even though I have the money for it. Yeah. These are very different things. I don't like that in many scenarios the same word gets used to describe people that are totally reasonable and people that would never pay for anything or ever support an artist ever just because they want to be dicks. I think the entertainment industry, as well as the entire streaming services industry, gives people more reason to sail the high seas every single day and be guilty.
They sure do. They really do. And I think streaming services are doing the worst job at it right now. I think that we are like 3 years away, probably less than that, from them unironically bundling streaming services again as cable TV again. And people saying, oh, this is so much better. Like, I think that we are about to come full circle. Great point of view. I really like the point of view that somebody in chat said, that an Amazon Prime subscription functions that way. Really good point of view. I think that that is definitely a use case of what I'm talking about in a more abstract sense.
Game set. I've bought the DVD and Blu-ray of the 1992 Live in Montreal concert.
Oh.
Red dress and blue dress. I draw the line when I pay for an ad-free experience and you shove ads in anyway.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Let me know what you think in the comments down below. That's it for today, and as always, I hope you learned something. With that,
He's completely right. He's absolutely right. Let me link you guys the video. This is by design. They hate video streaming. They want to return to programming. I think that you're right. And I think, like, I mean, by the way, Louis, like, I support him, like, massively. I think that he's right about almost everything that he puts out there. I mean, I think that he has, like, very extreme opinions on things, but I think that those extreme opinions are informed by reality. I think that he's right about these extreme opinions, and they are accurate. So, yeah, they're having to store all their files online. Yeah, no doubt. Not only do you pay for it in one place, but 5 different places: Netflix, Disney Plus, HBO, etc., etc. Yeah. And I think that you are going to have people that are going to turn back around and they're going to start pirating again. And in the same way that Spotify took me away from pirating because of its service, I think Gabe Newell, there are cases where people pirate to save money. Absolutely. But there are also a lot of cases where, like, if I could give Nintendo money to just simply, if I could just give them money to where I could play Tears of the Kingdom on a PC with, like, 120 FPS, I would do that. I would prefer to do that. I would rather do that. I want to support them. And this is what's crazy, is that in a lot of these cases, it's people that are basically saying, we want to give you our money. We want you to have our money. Just take our fucking money. And you want to hear another example of that? You want to see another fucking example of that? Is Bloodborne. The reason why there's a PC emulation of Bloodborne is because people have been holding out for Sony to do it for years, and they never have. If Sony made a recreation of Bloodborne for PS5, not even a remaster, just like one that works on PC or whatever at 60 FPS, everybody would buy it and everything would be fine. So this is an actual example of piracy unironically being a service problem. I'll be right back. I just think that I think there's too many of these streaming services and people are losing their fucking minds. And I think that this is the reason why, like, it's one of the reasons why I wasn't really even a big fan of, like, pushing, like, I never really pushed for people to subscribe or anything like that. Because, like, there's so many other things that, like, you have to subscribe to and do stuff for or whatever. It's like people know that they can, but, like, it's not a big deal. It doesn't really matter, right? SteamOS is the future. I've about that. And invasive, the less invasive you make them, the better. I prefer no advertisements, but it's a necessary evil. Here's how I see it. I don't mind YouTube advertisements. I know this might be controversial. I don't. I get a couple of ads at the beginning of a video, maybe one ad in the middle of a video. I fast forward past it. That's fine. Same, that's okay. And the reason why I don't mind it is because I understand that I'm receiving a product for free, and the person who is creating the product needs an incentive to make the product.
So yeah, I think it goes without saying that the recent update for Space Marine 2 wasn't very well received just because of a lot of those nerfs. However, there were some wins with this recent patch. Now we have a brand new reply from the dev team right here, a new blog post going over future updates, new balance adjustments that are coming up here, and a bunch of other things that are going to be happening around Space Marine 2 to hopefully alleviate some of the issues that were caused by this recent patch and also adjust going forward. And yeah, we're also going to be talking about some interesting concept and ideas from the community on how to actually address a lot of these problems, and yes, your top comments. But you know what? I'm still doing my big $70 game giveaway. So for a chance to win a game of your choice, see that top pinned comment. But yeah, let's get straight into this right now. So yes, here's the blog post. Now on the 6 update and upcoming hotfix. So here we go. Hello Space Marines, update 6 rolled out last week, and we're closely monitoring how it's going. We're happy to see that the new added content, both cosmetic and gameplay wise, are liked, and also to see that the perk bouncing are the source of many discussions. So it's not all bad, of course. On the flip side, we noted a number of crashes and connectivity issues that were introduced along with this update, so we're planning to release a hotfix as soon as we can. I'm also noticing that, you know, when I end a match, it just seems to kind of like lag right there on the screen, on the victory screen forever, and I'm thinking like, is it frozen? What's going on? So that definitely needs to be updated big time. Now, we also have, regarding the balancing changes, we saw your feedback on some of the changes that we've made, most notably on the invigorating icon perk for the Bulwark, which should now double the recharge time for the banner. However, it turns out that due to a bug, the 100% longer cooldown